guys, Ann here. So I had a couple of people on the Beginner Lampwork Fun Challenge page ask or say that they have trouble pulling consistent stringer. So I'm going to just show you how I do it. It's different than the old, the normal, I should say, way that a lot of people do it, which is to heat up one rod and then pull it out with your tweezers or pliers or whatever you like to use. I am very inconsistent on being able to hold on to the glass with the pliers for some reason. I don't know why. So what I do is kind of like what I do with my Marini when I'm making it, is I heat up the center gather and then I pull out from both sides. I find that I can make definitely longer and more even stringers this way. So to make a, let's say, what I'm going to make about a 1 millimeter to 2 millimeter stringer, the faster you pull, the thinner your stringer is going to be, and hence the longer it's going to be. The slower you pull, the fatter your stringer is going to be. So if you want a fat stringer, you just pull a little slower. So with this is white that I'm using, just because that's what I had handy. I heated it up into a nice gather in the center. You can see that ball. And now that I've kind of formed a skin on it, like you would when you pull a regular stringer, and then you slowly, if you want it to be fat, or quickly if you want it to be a skinny stringer, you pull out both sides away from each other. Now this is a fairly decently fat size stringer. I'd say it's probably a 2 millimeter stringer that I pulled here, and they are pretty darn consistent in size here. Okay, so that is the way I like to do them. I can get lots of stringer in a fairly short amount of time, and whoops, I don't want it to come and be with me. And I can make them as long, or I can cut them into smaller portions if I need to. In order to do a thinner stringer, let's say I would gather, if I want to do closer to a hair fine stringer, or a fine stringer as I would usually do, because I don't do a lot with hair fine stringers, but I do a fair bit with fine stringers. So I would make a smaller gather, and while it's still fairly molten, I would start pulling it out. Now it's gonna bow in the center, and that's fine. You just do it a little slower and it won't get out of control. And then I do usually I do the first cut in the flame so that it's out of the way. And with this size stringer, I can just nip it. Now you'll find that on the ends is a little bit thicker. Let's see if I can get it in the frame here. It's a little bit thicker here, so I just nip a little further up with my nippers or my tweezers or whatever I happen to have to where it's that even size. So this is a pretty bendable one, so I'd say that this is what I would consider a fine stringer. It can almost bend in half without breaking here, so you can kind of see that. So that is how I pull stringer. A little bit different than how a lot of people pull it, but again, I do it that way because I find it easier, and it comes out consistent for me. So maybe give that a try if you're having trouble pulling out your stringer in a consistent way, or you have the same problem I do where you drop it when you do a gather here and you're holding on to the tweezers and somehow the tweezers let loose and then your stringer is all wiggly and wobbly, and that's not my favorite. So this is going to go up on the Beginner Fun Lampwork Challenge page for you guys to access this video. I hope you guys give this a try if you're having trouble with pulling stringers. Sorry. Have a great day. Bye.